Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Diamond Crystal, the Gallivanting Grandma, coming to you today from San Jose, Costa Rica. If you follow my social media, you know I am here getting ready for my very first Wanderlust Wellness Retreat worldwide. The support has been overwhelming. The interest is definitely there, and I am definitely encouraged to continue following every single dream that I've had. When I started this year, I had no idea that I was going to host a wellness retreat. But when something is placed on my heart, the way that this retreat had been, then it's time to move. And you know what? The universe then conspires on your behalf and in your favor to make all things work together for good. I truly believe that because it happens every single time. I was fortunate enough to spend the weekend with two different networks of sisters. And the first one was out in the province of Limon as they kicked off their Emancipation Day celebrations. Emancipation Day is celebrated through Costa Rica the month of August. And the largest celebration culminates on August 31st. Unfortunately, I won't still be here for that, but I did have an opportunity to partake in a very special ceremony that acknowledged and recognized five sisters in that province who are making big strides in the Afro-Panamanian community, as they call themselves. And of course, we are all descendants from from Mother Africa. Whether you landed here, whether you landed in Panama, Belize, it's all the same. I will tell you that while I was at the celebration, they had the women speaking, and while I could not understand every word of Spanish, I was first of all grateful because they do a little Spanglish thing. So some of the sentences were in Spanish and others were in English, and I so greatly appreciated it, even though I did have a little personal interpreter who was sitting next to me and was kind enough to explain the words. But you don't have to understand words to understand sentiment, right? The sentiment was there. It's all about, joining hands and building something that is greater than ourselves. And so that was in Limon, and my heart was lifted by that. And then as I was entering my Airbnb Sunday morning, returning from Limon, I got a text invitation to join Black Girls Who Brunch here in the San Jose area. So, I did a quick old change-o, because I like to be out in these international streets. I like meeting up with the sisters, and this did not disappoint. First of all, we were up top some hill in Escazú, which is outside of San Jose, and it is one of the larger expat areas here in Costa Rica. It was all the things. Rooftop situation. We were overlooking the city. There had to be, they kept adding tables to the main table as sisters were coming in. Some sisters changed plans so that they could be a part of the brunch. And y'all know, I love receipts. I love receipts because what I do is intentional. I am an intentional connector of sisters worldwide. And when I get my own receipts, it just brings me so much joy. So there was one sister who reminded me that she was in the Sisters Who Sit Facebook group when we were only 55 sisters. She said then she remembered when I was calling for, okay, let's get to 800. And now we are over 1,200 sisters strong in that group. And so I was able to meet one of the OGs of the group. Not only was she an OG, she was a former house sitting consulting client. So, she's now a year and a half into her house sitting journey as a global nomad and a full time house sitter. And that brought me so much joy. On top of which, Wendy and I, when we were together, we would just walk up to black women that we saw and be like, where you from, where you from, where you from, right? Just to make friends and make connections on the streets. Well, they have coined it here in Costa Rica, and it's called the Black Girl Walk Up. So, if you see a black girl in another country and you don't recognize her, just walk up and introduce yourself. Where are you from? Hey, what are you doing here? How long are you going to be here? Where are you staying? All the things. Because out of one of those walk-ups over the weekend at the local market, the organizer of the brunch ran into one of my presenters, Dr. April, just there, walk up and say, hey, you got on a beautiful dress, and next thing you know, she's at the brunch, and my former client was at the brunch, and people that I communicate with on a regular basis on Facebook and Instagram. It was just so good to put a face with the name. So I will encourage you again, shout out your location as soon as you know where you're going to be and for how long you're going to be there. Shout it out to the sisterhood, because we are all out here trying to make our way. One of the things that we said Sunday afternoon, and I call it Total Soul Food Sunday because it fed my soul on so many levels, y'all. Just to see all the black girl magic that was in the group. I mean, 2 of the sisters are expecting children, so the tribe is growing, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful experience. But getting back to shouting out, we kind of keep our plans very close to our chest for a lot of different reasons. And I'm not telling you to do something outside your comfort level. But what I will encourage you to do is to make it be known in the local groups that you're coming. Let the sisterhood embrace you, because that is what it was. It was a huge, gigantic group hug. From the Black Girls Who Brunch group, and then in Limon, the only person that I knew was the chef that I've hired for the retreat, Shakira, who also is a former Mrs. Costa Rica 2015. So she was going back to her hometown to be honored, and so she was the only sister I knew. But can I please tell you that I walked away with more tribe in Limon, and more opportunities to expand this global sisterhood. So again, I encourage you to put your faith in front of your fear, whatever that fear may be telling you, because if you are a solo traveler, you won't be solo unless you want to be. These sisters out here are building strong and vibrant communities everywhere that we go, and they are looking for you. I probably was one of the oldest sisters who was at the brunch, but I tell you, to see the young people doing the things that they are doing, building businesses here, Airbnbs and massage therapy businesses, and waist beads and all the things. So allow your creativity to shine in these international streets. There is something out there for you. And if you have a dream and you have not put it into action in a very long time, it's time to dust that dream off the shelf. It really is. I'm now dreaming of bigger and better and more inclusive retreats in the future. That was something I wasn't dreaming about in January. But as you travel internationally and you meet these phenomenal sisters who are just doing the damn thing. I mean, between podcasts and Instagram and TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. Are y'all on TikTok? Listen, I feel like my social media footprint is expansive enough I don't think I can do TikTok. I don't think I want to do TikTok. If somebody wants to manage TikTok for me, let me know, okay? But I don't feel like that's my wheelhouse. But anyway, however you are sharing, make sure that you're connecting with the local groups in the countries where you plan to visit, because it makes all the difference in the world, whether or not you have a soft landing or you do it all on your own. So let this be an encouragement to you, and to you. And wherever you are in the world, I wish you nothing but peace and blessings.